really excited for me to share my story this week because this is my 2 year Jamiversary. It was on the 5th, so a lot has happened in the last 2 years and a lot of exciting things, a lot of awesome things. So, yeah, a little bit about my story. For those of you that don't know me outside of our Facebook groups, my name is Carlin Craig, and I'm currently an elite executive. Um, our team has, I think, a little over 17,000 people right now, which is pretty crazy. Um, but I first started when I saw a catalog laying on a friend's countertop. This was in 2013, so a little bit ago. Um, I picked it up and started flipping through it and was like, this is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard of. Like, this is amazing. And so I went home and I thought about it for a second. And I'm not an impulsive person, but I'm really glad that I had this impulse that for some reason I just needed that kit. I needed everything in it. So I ordered my kit pretty much that day, and about 24 hours later, tried to cancel it because I had that moment of, holy cow, what did I just do? I wasn't made for this. I don't do direct sales. I'm the one that goes to parties to support my friend, but I'm kind of in the corner like snickering at the person who's trying to get more bookings, trying to get more sales, deal or no deal, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit of irony in my story, but I think too part of it is I found a product that I loved and I could back, um, and that I really enjoy promoting. So that was kind of a huge thing. But anyway, so shipping department was definitely on it at that point, and they got my kit out within 24 hours. And when it came, I was really excited, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't really have any idea where to go from there. So Angie was really good about kind of coaching me and just pointing me in the right direction. I had my launch party, and the sales were good. A lot of it was, my friends supporting me. But I didn't really have any bookings from there. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, do I want to like put the time and effort into this? And I do not bother people, so it was hard for me to put myself out there and try to find subsequent parties. But I did have two friends host, and when both of them joined, they used their kit credit and signed up. I kind of started to think, oh, well, maybe this could be something. Obviously they kind of saw what a fun opportunity this was too. So that kind of started my snowball to really focusing on team building. I'm also from Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Rachel Hughes, well, she just moved, but she's from here too. I went to a team meeting at her house, and I was listening to her talk, and she shared her income that day. Excuse me. And at that point, she was making about $5,000 to $8,000 a month, which just seemed astronomical to me at that point. And I remember looking at her and listening to her talk and thinking, there's nothing special about her. And I can say this because we're friends now, but she's normal. She's a mom. She has two kiddos. She's busy. Like, she's not some, like PhD trained crazy, rocket scientist or whatever. I don't know. She just does her thing. So from there, I really started to try to figure out what exactly makes this work. And I think for me, the formula is, front loading my month. I'm going to go into my 3 things that I consistently implement into my business. But I front load my month. So all my parties are usually the first 2 weeks of the month. If I have a hostess set once later in the month, we definitely do that. But I want my PRV by halfway through the month. That way, I have time allotted to my personal business and I can focus on it. But it also lets me kind of have a breather before the end of the month and time to focus on my team as well. So I like to front load my month. I do have very consistent office hours. I have someone who comes and takes care of my kiddos for a few hours so I can sit and focus and really intentionally work my business, answer emails, and just focus on kind of having a plan for the future because I am the epitome of spur of the moment. Hey, that's a good idea. Let's sit down and do it now. So it helps me kind of plan ahead a little bit. And then I consistently, my goal is 1 to 2 team members to add to my team. And so far, I've been able to do that just fine. And I'm 2 years in, so praise the Lord for that. But I think because it's on my mind, I'm more likely to catch those situations where an opportunity conversation might come up, or I'm more aware in my parties for potential people who might want to join, my team. So those are three things that I implement pretty frequently, religiously actually, not just frequently, but anyways, so the fire in my belly, what makes me tick? Um, well, first of all, in the 2 years I've already been with Jamberry, my husband and I, we've paid off $180,000 in debt, and that was my fire in my belly forever. We really had a vision to be debt free, and we had a lot of school loans, some credit cards, 2 cars, the normal stuff, and we really just set to paying it off. Worked really hard, lots of beans and rice, a lot of, cutting corners and just, saving as much as we could. And as of Christmas of 2014, we paid the last payment and are debt free. And this was debt that we had planned to retire with. So we were making minimum payments and just kind of hoping that someday we could say we were debt free. But we can now say that we're debt free before our 30s, which is amazing. I don't really have words for that, but brighter future for our kids, brighter future for us. So that's definitely the fire in my belly. And after having experienced that, it is a huge motivation and driving factor for me, especially in talking with a lot of these girls on my team and just hearing their personal stories to see that come true in their lives too. That's definitely my motivation right now. So if there was one thing that I would like for my newbie self to know, one thing I wish someone might have told me when I started was that the very nature of the industry is it's not going to be 100% consistent all the time. There is security in a 9 to 5 job, but it will suck your soul. It will eat you alive. And there's so much freedom in working for yourself, but you do have to understand that you are your own boss. And would you pay yourself for the work that you invest in this business? Would you really be thrilled with the amount of effort and intention that you work this business with as your own boss? I think that that's a huge factor. Is not, a lot of people think, well, it's an in-home business, and they get into it, and they start and they hit a few road bumps and think, oh, well, this just isn't for me. It's not working for me. But in reality, I mean, that is part of the nature of the business. There will be ups, there will be downs, there will be highs and lows, and you just you implement a formula, implement the systems that work for you. I shared what worked for me, and you keep moving forward. I do hear that a lot. It didn't work for me. It didn't work. But I think a large part of that is not having enough experience with the industry to know kind of how that works, and also having your vision, having that fire in your belly, what you want from this, and aligning your time investment and your working your business consistently to make sure that those balance out. That is something that I had to learn in the beginning as well. If I wanted this to really become something, I needed to have goals, and I needed to have a way to achieve those goals. That was huge for me. So thanks so much for listening to my story. Yeah, it's an exciting time, and I couldn't be more grateful for this opportunity. So I hope you guys have a great day, and catch you later.